Hey, welcome folks. This is Stan Scrabbit from Jamestown Community College. I'm the Director for Technology Enhanced Instruction, and I want to thank you for joining in. Sorry I'm late. This was supposed to start 5 minutes ago, behind the power curve a little bit, but we were having a great conversation about Google Drive, and you'll be able to see that broadcast later. So today we are talking about Google Docs, so let's get on with it. I am going to share out my screen, so this is going to get crazy for a second, and I will get rid of that. And let's go to Google Docs. So Google Docs, I am starting in my drive, right? So in my Google Drive, that's where I'm starting right from the basics. And we are going to create a new document. So lots of ways of doing that, but I am going to start with the new button and click Google Documents. And I'm going to allow everybody to catch up with me. So feel free to start a new doc. Okay, you're good to go. You're good to go. Okay. Lynn, you're good to go. Okay. All right. Google Docs is magic to me. Okay. With Google Docs, things that you can do is you can create a document. This is Microsoft Word-like, but not exact. Okay, so Microsoft Word is a word processor that they load onto your, they can load onto your computer. Now they have a web version that has a lot of tools, and they've taken a lot of time to put those tools in. Some of those tools, many of those tools are not available in Google Docs. Okay, so do not look for that perfection that you can set up a document exactly that way, because you will not have the same success. Okay, what it is great for is collaboration. It is a document where you can start a conversation, and ways that I do this is, for example, I work with a volunteer organization. I would create an agenda in Google Docs, make that agenda editable and shareable, and send it out to my team, and we would get on a virtual call, and we would work down the agenda, and as we work down, people would add their comments and their notes live as we were having the meeting. And at the end of it, we went from an agenda to minutes. Okay, so it was very powerful to sit and walk through that particular agenda. Okay, so if you're looking for a team to work on policy, to work on book chapter, this is a great place to flesh that all out. Okay, then you can export it to Microsoft Word and do all the final formatting if you want. Okay, but to get the words on paper, to do all the wordsmithing, instead of sending versions of Microsoft Word documents back and forth and trying to sort out all the versioning, this I think is light years above that. Okay. So we're going to kind of play with this document a little bit. Let me go find some, I think I got some text. Oh, that's not the right text, but let me go find some. So I'm going to take the agenda for this particular session, or my advertisement for it, And I am going to go back into my document and simply paste it. Okay, so it has all the basic tools that you would typically have for your document. Okay, and there's a method for learning a new piece of software. It's called MIS. Right, and basically it's using a menu item scroll, kind of looking at the menu item. So if I click on File and start looking at it, this will help you learn the software quicker. Is new, right? Well, if you use another program, new would be creating a new file, right? Hey, I already know how to do that. New file, great. Open, well, that means I probably how to open a file. Rename, I could do that. Make a copy of it, move it to a folder, move it to the trash. Revision history, okay, I'm not so sure about that. Language, let's talk about language real quick. I can go in and look, for example, the Netherlands, that I can, well, that's not what I want to do. Right, that will do editing for that language. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, but there's actually a translation that will translate it for me on the fly. I can download this as a Microsoft Word document, open format. So if I'm using OpenOffice, I can use that. RTF files, we heard a lot about RTF for Angel and could do this and can't do that. PDF documents, plain text, I can also set it out as a web page. I can publish this to the web as a web page. Email collaborators, so anyone that I've shared this with, I can now send an email to those folks. There's no collaborators, but I can add some, right, on the fly if I wanted to do that. Email as an attachment, so you can take this document, use it as an attachment right away, set it up for printing. Right? So this is the idea of this MIS, is going across the menu and seeing things you already know. And I'm willing to bet that the greatest majority of it, you will say, wow, this is very similar to a Word document as you go through this. Selecting all, clip webboard clipper, find and replace, you want to view it, what modes, right, that you can, edits become suggestions, right? So this is like the tracking edits in Microsoft Word, okay? Read it in final documents, that's also like in Word, you can set those up there. Show an equation toolbar, right? So for those folks in the math, you can go in and find all your Greek letters, all your mathematical symbols, and you can go ahead and do that. Spelling suggestions, okay? I need that. I'm willing to accept their recommendations. Compact controls, have no idea. Full screen, I can get rid of all the menu bars and full screen. Escape will get you out of that. Insert, you can put in images, links, equations, drawings, add comments, add special characters, add a header and footer, include a table of contents. Table of contents also working off the, you know, the headings and such like that, okay? So this, I'm not going into a lot of detail because this is really basic word processing stuff. I'm not, you know, this is not so exciting. I can tell from the glazed looks. It's like, but I know this. Formatting, basic formatting, bold, italic, underline, superscript, subscript, font sizes, paragraph styles, clear formatting. Clear formatting is important, right? If you pull in, you know, a bunch of junk and it's, you know, bold, italic, you can highlight that section of text, and there's a tool called clear formatting that will remove that for you, okay, which is nice. You can also reset, do images and such. And then tools. Spelling, you can conduct a spell check. No spelling is necessary. Research. So here's one of the first cool tools, right? Dealing with research. So if I'm looking for Google Docs, I can highlight that term, right-click on it, and do Research Google Docs. And on the right-hand side, it will pull up web results, and I can insert that particular link, for example. And now that link is in my document. Okay. Right, I can change that to Google Drive, research that, and now I have Google Drive. I can preview this. I may want to cite it. Right, so it has a citation there, and then automatically at the bottom, it's put a footnote for me. I'll show you. So Google Voice Typing, right? I like that. I am going to research that. So I right-click and I research. Then I have Google Voice Typing on your Android. So I am going to insert a link. It will now make that hot link. But more importantly, I want to cite it, and I click Cite, and now there it is.
Well, what format is it? Looks like it's MLA.
It's MLA.
If we need APA, is there a way to convert that or not?
But it's not MLA either.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
What is?
But it's a start.
No,
Yeah.
But the problem is,
Yeah.
we don't want to tell students about that. We can I'll see that.
All right, let me change these to see if we can change these to get rid of that thing. And it's very simple. If I get rid of that particular number there, the superscript number, it also gets rid of that site. So I've already found this, and I've changed this by using this drop down. I've changed that to APA now, and I'm going to click on Cite. Oops.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Go through that stuff one more time.
Which part? Okay, so Google Docs. I'm going to highlight Google Docs. I am going to research that. And so now it finds Google Docs, and I look at this one, I said, okay, I want to use that. So first thing I can do is insert a link, right? So I can insert a link because I want to link back to that particular document. But I can also cite it. And it uses, even though it says APA, the citation, will come out APA. It's using number subscript. So you would have to do the in-text citation more properly.
How did you change it for the APA? Did you change it?
Yes.
Did you change it? Okay.
So right over here on the right where the search is,
Yeah.
there's a little drop down.
Okay.
Citation format.
Okay.
Now, I used Zotero when I was putting my dissertation together. And I would pull in documents and pull them into Zotero, and every single one of them I had to clean up to make it work APA formatting when I kicked it out. Right? It will never come in perfect. Okay, so yeah, you always have to teach a rule. It's like, but this will get you pointed in the right direction. You still are responsible for getting the citation right, both in text and in your references for doing this.
I'm still not clear. How did you get it to go to the site option?
Okay, so you got text, right?
It.
Okay, so click here, right? So, okay, so right click on the Google, research Google. And so it brings it up here.
Okay.
So now you mouse over like Google here. So mouse over and you'll see these pop up.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right? And then now scroll down to the bottom of your page. Well, you put it in the middle, but that's okay. And scroll down the middle of your, bottom of your page. There. All right. So that was the first tool that were out there. Now you also have another tool from your toolbox called Define. And if, say, for example, I highlight the word cloud, right-click on it, I have that option, Define Cloud. And it will pull up a definition showing basically cloud. Okay. So what I'm gonna do to let you everybody play on my document a little bit, because that's just more fun. Huh? Okay, I'll show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share this document out to you guys. Okay. So, well, it's right now private to me. Oh, I have to give it a name. So, and I did. Anyone at Jamestown? Okay, so for you guys, you weren't here. So this is how to share it. So first I had to give it a name. That's like the first rule. Share. And when you get this, you can create a shareable link. And I'm going to share this with basically on Jamestown Community College. And I'm going to change this to can edit. Save. And done. So now, go back to Google Docs. And in the search at the top, do a search for owned, not by me, and check the search sunyjcc.edu. So not owned by me. And you should find my document there. So pull that up, and that way you can highlight and play with text and things like that. So do a search up here. Change that, not owned by me. Check the box. And that one. Okay? That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right, so click on that. All right, go to here, pull up Google Drive. Okay, you're going to do a search. Now,
I just logged out.
right there, and the top one. All right, you guys tracking? Okay, so do a search, not owned by me.
We have our own grandmother, so I just tried sharing. I logged onto like my student email.
Okay.
And I just tried sharing it with him. Would that work? Like on this email, or you can't do it?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, I think I just tried to do it.
Okay, so click on share with me. There you
Yes.
There it is.
So let's say you send us something, can we then share it with somebody else?
I don't know if I'm editing it right now.
go. It depends on the privileges I gave you.
Yeah, that is like
Right, so you can, there's part of it down at the bottom is the advanced, where you can say case share.
Take care of anybody else. But right now, this one I could.
Yeah. And they're making a mess of my document. Okay. Okay, so we showed where's the text? Where's the B?
So everybody can edit at the same time.
Yes.
What if somebody deletes something that you want?
Yeah, because I was trying to highlight
Well,
something.
we will
and it
get
was
there.
gone.
Okay.
We will get there. That's cool. I mean, first of all, hopefully in your whatever you're doing, whether it's a class, whether it's an organization, a group committee, whatever, set rules of engagement. You know, I set out agenda items for the committee that I'm on, and I say, hey, you can edit it. And no one edits it. You know, either the document's perfect, which that's okay, they just don't edit. So, but we have this available to us. So right now we're working on defining, right? So we did research a little bit. So now find a word on here. So like collaborating, I'm doing that one. And I highlight the word and I right click on it and I define collaborating. And here is my, you know, what the definition is of collaborating. My document blew up.
Yeah, like I think it disappeared when I
It did. I know, mine
Mine
disappeared.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Translate and the word now disappeared.
It's
The
showing
whole
up on the
word.
side, but it's not, like, I can't see it anymore. Like, I see the
Oh, cool.
definition, but.
Oh, technology.
How'd you get your reason? Highlighted word. I did that, and then wait.
Huh.
Then right.
Huh.
Now, did you highlight just like that?
Managing. That was interesting.
And then right-
Hey, we're learning stuff. That's cool.
And then.
My whole document will disappear pretty soon. Poof, it's gone.
And then left, right.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. So also under that tools, we now have, you can do a word count, right? Basic word count. Let me show you magic right now. So please do not edit while I'm editing, okay? So hands off the keyboards, okay? One of the tools you have there is called voice typing. I'll show you. Yeah, that's the wrong word. Period. New paragraph. Hello, my name is Stan. Period. Welcome to my course. Period. This is a great way to speed up the words that you're writing. Period.
Can you delete? You would have to delete something? Can you delete with your voice?
Not with this. Okay. Right, it's called voice typing, and it's under tools, and you have to have a microphone and voice typing. So with voice typing, I now do my blog posts using voice typing. I will pull up Google Docs. I will puke my brains out, you know, for my blog post. Pull it into my WordPress, clean it up, and then kick it out. I am able to get 5,000 to 8,000 words an hour this way, right? It's huge. It's huge. The amount of time that I'm now saving. It's not perfect, right? You know, there's things. Getting used to doing this it's a change of thinking. But what you get out of it is your speed of getting your thoughts on paper goes very quickly because you're not editing at the same time, right? And normally when we're typing, it's like, oh, that was wrong. Let me back up, right? you know, and so this forces you to write, do the writing process first, then go back and editing, which is an entirely different process, and your mind works differently that way. All right, so if you're doing a lot of writing, if you're doing a lot of sharing that way, cool tool to do voice typing. You can go back and play with keyboards now. So I'm just saying. Okay, but under tools, voice typing. Okay, translating documents. So another tool is to translate the document, and I am going to change this into the Netherlands. It was there. Where'd it go? I lost my Netherlands. Well, let's go to French then.
What if somebody else, like, so I just translated it, but then I showed everybody else?
I don't see it.
All right, that's funny. So you can translate just on your own?
I don't know. We'll probably get a version control in here. All right, you can translate it from one language to the other, to the other, to the other, right?
I wonder how accurate it is.
Huh?
I wonder how accurate it is.
I don't know. Anyone speak French? Okay. Bonjour, mon instant. Okay. Right. It's just the nice thing is you can take another language. Say we went out to. I'm going to go play here a little bit. So CNN, Espanol. Yeah, very good. Okay, so I'm going to, hey. Right, so I'm gonna take this paragraph, right? So I have an idea of what this is about. Let me go into a blank document, or kind of blank document. All right, so now we have this, and I am going to translate this document, choose a language, pull it back into English, right? Translate. Patricia, Category 5, with winds moving almost 300 kilometers per hour towards the coast of Mexican Pacific, threatening to destroy everything in its path. This is the strongest hurricane ever recorded by National Hurricane Center, blah, blah, blah. That came out pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know a lick of Spanish, but...
Yeah.
Right? What it did, right, and you asked, it makes a copy of it. It makes a translated copy. So it didn't write over that document. Okay, I saw that the second time when I was playing with that.
Well, that makes sense, because if you're sharing with somebody, like people in other countries, they're only going to translate it for themselves to interpret.
That's really cool. So you could do that. Like, you could have people from different languages coming together to create a document. They could be writing in their native tongue, and then it could be
Translate it, and you can pull it.
Really
Oh my God!
well, and first it's great.
That's true. It's like when somebody's there doing their homework.
Well, in the schools, a lot of schools are using Google Docs. I know this Google Drive, so I wonder if they are.
Very cool. Script editor is if you're out there editing code. All right, so we won't dive into that. But that allows you to do that. Preferences, all kinds of preferences, right? This is doing that smart text stuff. If you, for example, parentheses, C parentheses will give you the copyright mark. Using whether or not you use smart quotes or straight quotes, automatic detect lists or not. Sometimes that can be a pain. You don't really want a list, and here it's creating lists, and you can turn that off and do those. Same thing with percentiles. Does a variety of different things. So you can set up those type of preferences there. Your personal dictionary, if you have certain words, right, that you can make sure that's in there and that it will be checked for. You can insert tables, right, to organize how things are. And then you have add-ons, right? So add-ons, We'll get the add-ons, okay? So you asked a great question. What if someone comes up and messes up my document and all that kind of stuff? Back to file, you have a revision history. So this shows who made what changes where, when, and you can do a comparison, right? So you can go back to that, restore this version. So we can go back all the way to me on this document, and I can restore this revision.
You just click on like the version you want.
Yep. Right, and then we're back to where it is, right? And back to revision history, right? Oh, no, too far back. Let's go back to that version. Oh, too far back, right? We can go back to restore this version. Right? Right, so it allows you to go through and look at the various revisions, making sure that you're tracking on this. You know, it's like, oh, wait, we lost a great paragraph over here. And you can go in, copy that paragraph, go to the newest version, put it back in, and now you have a new addition to that revision. Under File, and see Revision History.
I have a question that is about wikis versus something like this.
Same.
Same, but we had an issue with Wiki. Heather was trying to set up a wiki, and it was a pain in Blackboard. And I don't know if they had a hard time because she wants the group to be able to create a wiki and then share it with everybody else in the class. But, you know, I wonder if it might be easier to do it through here rather than do it through Blackboard. Have you had good luck with wikis in Blackboard?
I haven't played with wikis in Blackboard, so I could not speak towards that.
Blackboard, wasn't it? Did you ever figure it out?
But could you create a wiki type structure in Google Docs? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it might actually almost be easier for the student, for everyone to, because we want a group of 3 to create the wiki, and then we could once they created it or create the document, then we could then share it with the rest of the class, right? Because in Blackboard it was hard to do that without grouping. You know,
Yeah, so definitely create a folder separate for each group.
right?
Okay.
And then,
Should have editing rights for just those individuals. Okay. And then for your final document or whatever, give viewing access to the world, basically, or whoever has the link,
right.
and just put those links in Blackboard.
Look for the link in Blackboard. Yes. Heather will love me. All right, that's good. Oh.
Hey, pass on that I shared.
I will. I'll tell them where I got it from. All right.
But yeah, this is definitely an option.
Okay,
So
I see a lot of potential.
okay, so one of the other things that you can do here under editing as part of that menu there is you can edit document directly, or now you can do suggesting, right? So if I decide, like Google applications, that I just want to delete that, right? It'll copy, it'll pull that out, and I added a space. And later you can go back in and decide if you're going to accept suggestion, which will clean it up, or not. And so we can just re-roll that back to the revision history to get back where we were. So, but you can, and that just restore this version, but that's all under suggesting. And last is, view the final document how you want to see it, with or without those suggestions. So, okay. Questions so far? A lot of word processing thing.
I know this is bringing like the first thing that you said was when you go to file and download as,
Right.
is that like saving it as a Word document, or I'm confused as to what?
Saving as a Word document. So we can take this file, right, download as a Microsoft Word document. And there it's downloaded. I will show it in my folder. And now I will open it. It'll open up as a Word document.
Okay. So like, for instance, if I have a Chromebook at home, if I'm doing work.
I love Chromebooks.
Yeah, it's great, but I didn't have enough knowledge on how to do this. But if I'm doing a bunch of stuff, save it in my drive, and then come like to work and pull it up and download it as a Word, and that's
Yep.
the correct way to
Just
do it.
remember that, you know, you're dealing with two different products. So there will be formatting differences across them, and you will have to clean up accordingly
Okay.
for across it, you know. So I recommend sticking in one if you can. But yeah, we just kicked that one out as a Word document. I could have kicked it out as a PDF, you know, download as a PDF document.
Is it possible to do the reverse? Like, I scanned something on my printer at home, downloaded it to my desktop, but my son thought I could make it into a Word document in Google Drive. You could not figure that out.
Yes, you can do it.
Which is good. And how do you do that?
Okay, so trying to think where I've got a crappy example of a document. And I haven't done it in a while, so, you know.
Because I really did not like to retain.
No, and you don't want to if you don't have to. What the heck? Where did I put that? All right, hold on. I know where it is. Hey, so what I'm going to do right now is I think I have a document in my Evernote that is not a clean PDF. It's not accessible, let's say. There it is. There's one. All right, so I am going to see if I can open this up. All right, so this is just, if you can do this, you're lucky. If you can't, that means it's scanned as an image. And I thought this would be an image. Maybe I have this other one. Let me see this one too.
When you say if you could do this, you mean like highlight the words, like?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could, because I tried.
Right. So one of the things, you know, Evernote does is it helps with the OCR reading. But I may OCR, optical character reading. Optical character recognition.
Well, we're just saying.
Recognition. Whatever that is. All right, I'm going to save this anyways as a document, as a PDF in my downloads. Go to Google Drive. I will pull up my downloads. I will find that document, and I'm going to drop it into my Google Drive. So now I have this PDF in there. And I want to open it with Google Docs. So what's happening now is this multi-page document is being converted into Google Docs. So it allows me to edit, fingers crossed, right? But it pulled it up in Pages. And some of it allowed, oh no, okay, so let's talk about the basic principle. So it's not very clean, but this is basically the text that shows up right there. Okay, so it shows an image of what the text is, and then below it, it shows that, you know, and so there's quite a bit of cleanup to go there because you're dealing with, you know, what could have been an image, and so it's trying to make recognition out of that image. And then from there, I can then go ahead and download it as a Word document. Does that help?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Well, because what we put in there,
Send it to
when
me.
I open it up, it goes PDF to Word doc converter, and it says you have to log in to download. It's like,
No.
yeah.
No. What I did is I just pulled that PDF, dropped it into my Google Drive.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this is where my document is in the Google Drive. And when you do that, this is what it does. See, it's right there.
Okay.
And then it does that.
Wait for a second.
That's what we were just trying to.
That's a copy. Oh, so this is an image. Okay, so Google Docs.
Okay. Because I must have been sending it converter because that's what we were trying to do. And then that opens up Main Street. So we did get the image.
Hold on.
Sideways.
Whatever.
See? It comes out, it's like.
But it's upside down. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you could email.
But then, I don't know what to do.
All right. So yeah, you would have to flip that.
You had to flip it, and then you could edit, like, we were trying to edit, it wouldn't let me. But it must be my turn.
Must flip it. So yeah, if you have OCR capability. Okay. Whew, where the heck are we? I don't even know anymore. Let's see. Exporting, importing, research tools, translate, comments and suggestions. So one of the insert comments. So you can highlight something. You should be able to right click and comment on that. So that's something that you can pop out to the side as you do in the document. So it's another another capability that you have available to you. The chat feature. All right, so all of us are on this document. Up here on the top, you have comments. And we can have a conversation down the page using using these comments. Right, yes, Australia, right? So adding conversations back and forth. So this would, thinking back to this idea of an agenda. So I had a meeting agenda. I've got people spread all over, this happened to be the West. So Colorado, Montana, Idaho, Utah, I'd have people spread out all over the place. We'd have this agenda. We'd be working through the agenda. And at the same time, we would have these comments on the side. It's like, hey, don't forget to ask about this, but something that they didn't want in the document. But they would add that we would have this dialogue, a chat box, as it's going along. Okay. So you have there's the chat. Sorry, wrong chat. So it's not comments, but right next to the comments where you have the chat, next to all those that you can say hello. Sorry, my mistake, right? So if you can find the chat, that little chat, say hello. That way I know you found it. So What?
I found comments. Is that the comments?
To the left of that should be.
I don't have any to
Oh,
Oh, yes.
here. Oh, this is a translated copy. So go to the one. Close that. Now you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Open up.
Did I do it?
Just one click. There we go.
Oh, down here.
All right, as expected, in there, you also have, you can create a new document from a template. Right, so there's all kinds of templates out there that you can go get things started, right? So very similar. If you're looking for resumes or letters, there's a lot of various templates out there to get you started. If you do a search for Google Docs templates, you will also find a lot of different templates that are out there. So public templates, people are sharing all kinds of stuff that you can go and use, and you can narrow this down by documents, for example, and be able to access those. Okay, so I just did a search for Google Docs templates, and that's what I selected templates, and that's what I have. So Jamestown Community College, there's no templates out there, okay, but there are public templates. And you have the capability of submitting a template, right? So for your class, maybe you have a report format that you want them to use. You can put that as a template, a starting point, where they can then create their documents from. Okay. And you can narrow them down by different categories, by types. And you can preview the template and decide if you want to use it, and it's added to your Google Drive, and go ahead and use it. Okay. Everybody good with that so far? Okay. One of the last things that to talk about, and once again, you know, from the TIE website, tei.sunyjcc.edu, I have tools and methods, and one of them happens to be Google Docs. And under there, it talks about Google Docs, but it also gives you lots of add-ons that you may want to use to enhance your program. So here you have a button on your menu called Add-ons. And one of the options is Get Add-ons. And there are all kinds of different additions, a thesaurus, Avery label making, Easy Bib. Some of these you may have to pay for, some that you don't. You have music notation, for example, Glyphies, just all kinds of stuff. So I'm looking for one called Wordle, and it's a tag cloud generator, and it's free. So I'm going to add this to my document. And so now with this tag cloud generator, I click on add-ons, and there it is. And I can, from there, create a tag cloud. And based on that document, here's a little tag cloud that I have available you know, that I can use, and I can save this. Save as, oh, that's a web page. What do I want? I haven't played with it. Yep, I don't know how to get it. I'd have to research the tag cloud, but and you know, be able to download it. So there's other, like I said, all kinds of different add-ons that you can add to your program. You know, with Thesaurus, for example.
What do you use the tag cloud to do?
Okay, so you have, it's actually a great research tool, right? So you can take in a variety, say you got 10 peer-reviewed journal articles, right, that you think are really relevant. You can copy all the text, drop them into Google Docs for all of them. You know, I would not include the references and things like that, but just really the meat and the text. Run tag cloud, and it will then point out the bigger words are the words of emphasis. That's been mentioned more times than any other word in that document. Right, so here, Sarah's name shows up quite often. Document, Google, HTTP, applications, adding. Jeff's name shows up a few times, right? More than other documents. So, you know, you can use that to, you know, start your story. So here's an example. Okay, so this is an article that I had written, and basically it's called Picture of My Writing. Right, so I took all the blog posts I had written for a year, and I wrote another blog post. Said, hey, this is what I've been talking about. I talked about Wachowski, adults, learners, learning, knowledge. I mean, that's what my focus was for that year of writing, was on those kind of things. And I'm confident that if I went and captured my blog posts for other years, that would change on what my emphasis was.
So if you wanted to like export this tag cloud like into the document.
I don't know.
So this is just like for your reference.
Yeah, but you know, I'd have to go back to that tag cloud generator and read the help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and understand how to get it out of there. I don't know. You know, I'd have to look.
Places like what you just showed us, like there's other places.
Oh, sure. I'm just, one of the things that you can do with this is you can extend it by adding certain tools that are important to you. You know, bibliography or thesaurus or something like that. This just shows how you can take this program and extend it, your capabilities. So, and that's the end of my lives right now. So, yeah, being able to share this, it's huge what you can do.
So when are you going to get your hands on the library databases? Well, because when you teach students to use the databases, you try to get them, there's hyperlinks in the databases and things like that, and half the time the stuff doesn't work. And who sets those things up?
Talk to Tim Arnold. Tim Arnold, you know, is a place to start. He's in charge of.
Because all the things you're showing they can do in Google Docs, I don't think you can do that with the library databases, and that's what they have to use for research.
Well, one of the tools you have to use, let me go back to my other account, my real account, is you have scholar.google.com, and I don't know if far too many letters. So I've set this up for me, right? So Google Scholar. So all the articles that I have written, I have in there, how many times they've been cited and such. One of the things in here is settings and library links. So yeah, I do have it set up for Jamestown, right? So you can go in there and set it up for Jamestown, and when you do a search without patents. There it is, right in front of me. So instructional technology, I can see the JCC full text.
And looks like it's a ProQuest.
Right, it's a ProQuest, so I can click on that. Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Not sure, right? But I know it's here. There's full text.
Because when they submit things online, saves paper and trees, if they can hyperlink their sources to their research papers, and you can open them up, and the EBSCO links do not work for any of the sources.
I would ask them how to get hot EBSCO links for that. And you may have to be on the network when you look at those things, right? So, but the Google Scholar took me to a JCC document that I got in ProQuest, and there it is. So EBSCO host didn't work. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then now I know who to stalk about.
Yeah, stalk them, not me. Okay, so where the heck are we? There we go. All right, so we went through a lot of stuff today, creating a document, showed you basically, it's really like Microsoft Word, but it's got some cool features in it. It's got voice typing, it's got the translation, you can translate from one language to another. So if you're looking for journal articles and you're getting a German one, copy it all, drop it in here, and you get a general idea of what they were talking about. You can share, right? Sharing is the huge thing about this. Different ways of sharing. You can share for view only, so they can only see it, or editing. You can share for editing, where if they have the link, they can edit it, right? That's what I use a lot. Let me just send you the link. If you send it to other people, okay, but and you can't mess anything else, because I can do the revisions right back to something clean, so I'm not worried about it. The nice thing about this, right, if you notice, I never saved anything, right? It automatically saves. Every change is saved. Boom, boom, boom. I never save a thing. It just does this, okay? And you can add to it. You can add add-ons to make your tool more useful. So that's a little bit about Google Docs. Hopefully you picked up something that you didn't know. So Connie, you guys okay over there? You can talk. I'll let you. Oh, you have to unmute, I think. All right, okay. You guys good over there?
Good.
Are you by yourself, or is Jeff still there?
Jeff just left.
Okay.
He said send out a survey and he'll send you good vibes.
Rock on. Okay. Very good. All right, I am going to stop this broadcast, but before I do that, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So, like last year when we were doing the PBA process for a bunch of stuff, and I was trying to put together like 3 different PowerPoints for a department, and then it was like constantly worrying about what the most recent version was, and this Google Docs premise works like the same with Google Slides. I mean, I've never been into that thing, but I'm sure
you can collaborate on Google Slides.
Okay.
You can build a PowerPoint presentation as a class, right? I think 10 people can work on it at the same time.
So then, like, even if, I know we had like some template that JCC wanted us to use with the background as far as everything, but if we create the content on this and we could export it to a PowerPoint thing and then input the
Good in
background
theory,
and
you know,
stuff.
but I mean, it's a good place to collaborate, build it,
Right.
and then you can make it
Format
work for that template.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with your PBA process.
Mm.
If you got multiple, you know, if you're working across departments, say, all right, here it is. Here's a draft.
Yeah.
Let's tighten it up. And yeah.
That seems way easier.
I'm a huge fan. Our department, through not so much pushing and pulling, we're doing a lot through Google Docs. So, and the nice thing is, it's available wherever I have a computer. Right? I just brought up all my documents, hanging out here. Right? Can you do that?
So, have you played around with the Microsoft 365 for university?
Yeah, I have. Great. It's another great set of tools, right? But this does some things that doesn't. The voice typing, translation.
Yeah,
There's some stuff. Being able to collaborate all at one time, right? You all work together on my same document. No fighting there was no hair pulling too much, but that's it. All right, any questions on that side, Connie?
No questions.
All right, folks, thank you. Have a great day. I am stopping the broadcast.